What up, YouTube Elleix? Come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today we have a 1 vs 1 tournament matchup featuring the C and D mod. If you're not familiar with this mod, this basically builds an entirely new game in the StarCraft 2 engine. We have 10 new factions, we have separate traits along with the faction that you can select to really customize your experience. You can mix and match. It's wild. This is effectively the love child between StarCraft 2 and Command and Conquer. It's sick. Anyway, let's go ahead and quickly introduce our players. Spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's our orange Dragon Corporation player, Jale, going up against his opponent. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our pink Diablo player, Riegel. Now, Jale is the developer of this mod. Big shout out to him for the work he's put into this. It's crazy. So, like I said, we have the 10 custom factions, but we also have custom maps to accommodate for the mechanics. So we don't have minerals and gas like we do in vanilla StarCraft. Instead, we have Tiberium, which is then converted into credits. So I haven't played a lot of this mod. I'll be totally upfront with you guys. So we'll do our best to keep up with what is going on the map. I don't think I've seen the Dragon Corporation yet, but I do know from my experience with this mod that each faction has their own unique mining units. So in this case, the Diablo player has the combat harvester, which presumably attacks, and we also have for the Dragon Corporation the robot miner, which is more expensive to build but returns a higher yield of credits per Tiberium run. Now, if you're not familiar with my channel, I do cast a lot of custom StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 1 content. If that's something you want to see more of, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own modded StarCraft games, I do have a Discord. Go ahead and join that and submit it to me. It will be in the description below. Anyway, we have a sweeper here, or a group of sweepers, I should say, for our orange Dragon Corporation player. They look like a mix of stalkers and immortals with, like, cannons on their back. So this will be a really interesting unit to see in action. Meanwhile, some marauders here as well. Not to be confused with the Marauder from StarCraft 2. In this case, they look more like vultures. I wonder what kind of attacks these guys have. So they have a heavy machine gun, more powerful than a regular machine gun, but fires slower. They are taking on the sweeper right here. The sweeper actually doing a lot of damage, considering that was 4 Marauders that it was going up against. Meanwhile, Jale is moving out to the left-hand side of the map. He will see that his opponent did not spawn here, but I wonder if he's going to go straight up north to go for an attack. This looks like an attack to me, and yes, it is indeed. These sweepers moving out to the north, and oh no, these flame tanks, oh, way out of position. Now the flame tank is basically a flamethrower on wheels, as its name suggests. The MCV denying the expansion for Riegel, our pink player, and here we go. An engagement to the north. These, oh no, the harvester's moving at the wrong time, but we do have the flame tanks doing a ton of AoE damage to all this stuff. All the sweepers going down. What a brutal engagement for Jale, but that was a respectable attempt at doing some economic damage. 1 worker killed, 1 harvester killed by the orange player, and that is it. Meanwhile, there is some action on the bottom right-hand side of the map as well, but we do have the rocket blasters, which are static defense. Now, a lot like in Command and Conquer, and I'll be real with you guys, I have not played a lot of Command and Conquer. I know, it's basically a sin at this point. But the static defense is a lot more significant in this mod than in vanilla StarCraft 2. So yeah, you're not wasting a lot of money by building a lot of static defense, at least not in the early game. This really will keep you in the game in case you get, you know, harassed or something like that, or cheesed even. So more barracks here. So the barracks, it looks like a gateway. It's not a gateway in this. This is a barracks, and we have all kinds of units that we can build. As you can see, you can also sell structures or salvage them. But these flame tanks almost dead, being very brave, going to the right-hand side of the map, the bottom right-hand side of the map, and doing a lot of damage. You would expect these guys to be better against infantry units, but apparently they are also very good against structures, destroying that, I believe it was refinery. But we have some Dragon Elites here, which I believe are elite infantry, and yes, they are. I did look at some of these races before doing this cast. I didn't become an expert by any means. It would take me a long time to become an expert on 10U factions, but I just wanted some familiarity on what I was going to be looking at, even though it's kind of fun going in blind as well. Anyway, Jale does spot the expansion here for Riegel. Riegel, it doesn't look like he's going to... Actually, no, he might defend this in time, actually. I was going to say, it looks like he might not defend it in time, but I was wrong. The flame tanks coming in. We also have, I believe, where is it? A rocket turret right here. So it's a big tower. Some static defense for our pink Diablo player. But that was just a little bit of foreshadowing for what we were about to witness, which is a lot of elite infantry here, taking out some of these tanks, the heavy tanks, but making themselves known at the same time. Some rockets flying from the sky, I believe that is from the Swarm Bombard. This is crazy. And here we go. It looks like Jale will come out ahead in this engagement. A bunch of stuff salvaged for our pink player, but the main mining structure did go down. I believe that is our construction yard, and yes, it is the construction yard going down for Riegel, unfortunately. But Riegel, on the other hand, has another base on the top right-hand corner of the map, while Jale is still only on one base. This is already turning out to be a crazy game. Usually, in my experience with the C&D mod, they start off kind of slow and then they get absolutely absurd. But we're already kind of in the realm of absurd. And here we go. The elite infantry going to the main base of the Diablo player. A lot of these units taking damage, though. AoE damage from, I believe, Inferno Artillery. So much stuff going down. So much stuff is on fire. A lot of stuff going down for the pink player, though, as well. I'm not entirely sure who came out ahead in that engagement. I mean, you know, the infantry did go down, but there was a lot of stuff that was lost by our pink player. Taking a look at the resources lost, 41,000 resources lost by pink to 27,000 by orange. Now, it's a little bit different than what we would see in vanilla, so I don't really know how this would translate to a vanilla game, considering that we only have one source of income, which are credits. Anyway, this base is still safe. In the top right-hand corner, we have about, what, 4 harvesters here as well. Nothing too crazy. Meanwhile, Jale is still technically on one base, but he does have a lot of Tiberium to be harvesting. So we have the refinery, which is a drop-off point. So I guess you could say he's kind of like similarly on 2 bases rather than 1, because he's dropping off resources at 2 different locations. And potentially 3 locations, considering he's about to expand on the bottom left-hand side of the map. And this MCV will see that the base will be occupado. And also, this construction yard, by the way, is so cool looking, like this Nexus thing with the orbs on the side. Very, very sick. Anyway, where did that MCV go? I don't know. Maybe it was taken out. We have a heavy tank here with 0 kills and almost dead. It's actually burning to death. Meanwhile, more dragon infantry, right? Is that what they're called? No, plasma troopers here, actually. Running to the top left-hand side of the map, and there's also a little engagement on the top right-hand side of the map. So the base, the expansion for Riegel was spotted. These heavy tanks are taking the plasma shots very well, and I think eventually this engagement will potentially get cleaned up. There isn't really a lot of static defense here in the main base, though, for our pink Diablo player. Okay, some stingers here, though, with machine guns coming to support the tanks, but these elite infantry, I think these are elite infantry. No, they're dragon infantry, a commando unit. They are doing so much damage, all things considered. They're still alive. How many are left? We have 3 left. The Marauders here on the right-hand side to try and help clean this up, but so much of the stuff was going down for our pink player, dude. I think that was the last of them, though. The last of the infantry finally going down. Oh, man, the War Factory, I think, was shooting something, actually. Anyway, what do we have here on the bottom right-hand side of the map? We have some flame tanks coming in to counterattack and do some damage of their own, and Jale is a little bit out of position. What are these? they're like also infantry units. I'm trying to select one here. Some agent, I think that was Blade Agent. They were so fast and so tiny. They're like little wasps or something, man. I would be freaking out, dude. Anyway, how many workers killed at this point? 13 workers killed by Jale, 1 worker killed by Riegel. So Riegel way ahead in the workers killed count. Taking a look at the resources lost, 100,000 resources lost. Am I looking at that right? Wow, okay. Yeah, so a lot of resources lost by pink and 71,000 resources lost by orange. A bit of an engagement here as well. And this unit here, the plasma tower, which appears to be static defense, looks a lot like the mole from the Scion Custom Races mod, which is more aligned with vanilla StarCraft 2. I mean, there's nothing vanilla about it. It adds 3 new races to the StarCraft universe, but it still runs on the StarCraft economy, minerals and gas. This is completely different. Anyway, these flame tanks doing a lot of damage, taking out the walls as well as the static defense for the orange Dragon Corporation player. Man, this game is going crazy right now. Some long distance mining here as well. No, it's actually flame tanks moving back and forth. Looks like they're on patrol on the top side of the map, making sure that everything is safe. And what do we have here? Are those flame tanks as well? Oh man, okay, this is crazy. So a lot of flame tanks riding towards the bottom left-hand side of the map. And yeah, we have some static defense, but I'm not sure this is going to be enough. We shall see. These flame tanks going ham, dude. Everything going down virtually instantly in the blink of an eye for our orange Dragon Corporation player. The flame tanks, dude. Let's take a look at the unit description. An advanced assault tank. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. It has twin flamethrowers, as we can see. Some cyborg commandos here doing some damage, but the flame tanks with their AoE is just absolutely outrageous. How many units killed? Okay, so 1 worker still killed, but 115 units killed total by pink to 75 units killed total by orange. Man, that is rough. Jale losing this entire base on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, Riegel is still mining off 2 bases, kinda. I mean, the top left-hand side, this is basically mined out, and, you know, we have some commando units here running to the top left-hand side of the map, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. We'd like to see him destroy some of Riegel's production at the very least, right? And these commandos, dude, they never cease to surprise me. We saw one game a long time ago, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago, maybe, where we had one elite infantry unit that was basically 1v everything. It was destroying so much stuff. I even made a short about it. It was so ridiculous. Anyway, these units are doing something similar here. Just doing so much damage. These harvesters going down as well. How many harvesters killed now? 23 harvesters killed by orange to only 1 killed by pink. That is absolutely outrageous, dude. To be fair, though, Jale is the developer of this mod, so presumably he's like an expert, right? Anyway, this base on the top left-hand side of the map, it looks like it's going to be cleaned up, and I think Riegel will be isolated to his expansion, which is now going to be his main base because virtually everything here is destroyed. We have some flame towers here, which will be destroyed as well. It looks like they're not powered. And here we go, the new main base for a Riegel. Welcome to his crib, man. And is this long distance mining? Yeah, so now we have some long distance mining on the bottom side of the map for the orange player. Meanwhile, Riegel now isolated to 1 base, so they kind of traded. It was 1 base to 2 base technically in favor for Riegel, and now it's switched. And these commandos do 10 kills on this one, 11 kills on this one. The flame tank's doing a lot of damage, so much fire, there's actually almost nothing that we can see through it, except for the screams. Oh god, the screams. Oh, no way, there's 1 cyborg commando here left, and it's heroic, and it's still alive. Ain't no way, but Jale, with the support coming in for the attack, that is absolutely clutch. Oh man, more artillery here. Just barely missing most of this stuff. Looks like flame artillery here as well, I think. I'm not an expert, like I said, but a lot of these units taking AoE damage. Riegel throwing out the GG, giving the victory to Jale. What a sick 1v1 tournament matchup featuring the C and D mod. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my email and Discord in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.